Hi there, this is Tom Mack with FeedLead. Thanks for checking out this introduction video to our specialty marketing phone system. Hey, let's jump over to the phone system and log in, and I'll give you a quick tour. And here we are. Now our sample company is Dewey, Cheatham & Howe. Now if you're a Three Stooges fan, that might ring a bell. So we've got a bunch of tabs. I'm just going to run through them quick, but let's take a look at our dashboard first. And in order to do that, we're going to select our company. And here's our dashboard that shows us our call activity for the last, I've got 30 days selected, but I could look at, a day, a week, a month, a year, or all times. So I can see, this is a sample account, so there's not many calls here, but you can see where you have calls. And if you have multiple phone numbers here, they'd be represented in different colors. Now I'm going to scroll up a little bit, and you'll see that every call that came in, there's a date and a time, who it's from, who it's to, the city they're from, how long the call was with the duration, and then you can press to listen to a recording of the call. All the way down for the history of calls to this phone number. Now if I click on one of the individual calls, something magic happens, and I can see every call that's ever come in from that phone number, along with the call recordings, the call times, and just great statistics to help us make better decisions in our company. Now if you've got a customer that you want to just see the call history from a customer, or go back and remember what you negotiated with a customer about what you promised a customer, click on their phone number and boom, it's all right there at your fingertips. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Some of the advanced features that we have available. So we have contact lists, we have an auto dialer, and then we have broadcast, both voice broadcast and text message, SMS broadcast. So it all starts with a contact list. So I'll click contact list, and I've got a couple preloaded in here. I've got a sample contact list of consumers. So there's 4,000 consumers in here. And I've got a sample contact list of some business-to-business customers, and there's 1,600 of those. And for some businesses, those two lists are really in one. And for other businesses, you'd have one or the other, or they'd be separate. Really, the only difference to the list is one has company names in it and the other one doesn't. So I can add a new contact list. So we have a list in our business. I'm going to create contact list, and I can bring those numbers right into the system very quickly. We have a template. You can download our template so that let me click on it. So you can see what column headers need to be where for an import, and it's just really easy in Excel. So I need the phone number in the first column, business name if there is one in the second column, first name, last name, email address, city, state, zip, and website. Website, of course, would be for a business customer. So if you just take your existing contact lists, just drag and drop your columns into this sequence, you can upload your list straight into the phone system. And there's a lot of reasons why you're going to want to do that. One is for using the auto dialer, maybe for voice broadcast or SMS broadcast. But then you're also going to continue to add to that list and continue to build your phone list, your contact list, right from within the phone system. And I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes. So if you wanted to upload a list, you can do that. You can go to Manage Lists and see your lists. If I wanted to edit my list, certainly I could. This screen does not display all the data. It displays the phone number, first name, last name, email. But if you were to go to Edit, you would see that, in fact, there's more information. There's a street address. This is consumer data, so there's no business name or website. But in business data, you'd have those two things. So it's important to have all this information whenever possible in your data, because to use the auto dialer, all this data will pre-populate into the script. So let's look at that auto dialer quick. I've got a sample auto dialer campaign. So here's my sample campaign. I can choose which phone number I want to use if I've got multiple phone numbers on the account. This is the number that we're going to dial out from. Now I can set up my voicemail so that when a voicemail picks up, I can just hit a button and it will automatically play that voicemail, and I can do text to speech. I can upload an MP3. I can enter an MP3's URL if that audio recording is on the web somewhere, or I can record an audio. I can just ask the system, hey, call me up, here's my phone number, or I can enter a phone number, call me, and then I'll just speak my recording, right into the phone, and it saves it, and you're good to go. You're ready to go. The next part is the call script. Remember, we have first name, last name, email, phone, address. It's all in there. We can populate our script with that information. So every phone call that we make, the script is pre-populated and ready to go for your caller. So the first name would be inserted, and it's my funny script. What's shaking, bacon? And you can write, you can have as much or as little script as you want, and that's the auto dialer. Well, we've got an entire segment on auto dialer, so I won't go into it too much. But let me jump back and show you quick the broadcasts, both the voice broadcasts and the SMS broadcasts. So right now I don't have any campaigns set up, so let's just set up one quick. I'll add a campaign, and let's see. This is the number I'm going to dial out from. This is the customer list I'm going to use. I'm going to do a SMS broadcast, and then what's my message? And look, I can customize it with all the data that I imported from my customer list. So my SMS can say, hey Frank, hey Tom, hey John, hey Gene. Big sale starting Saturday, 8 o'clock a.m. And then we always give them a quick opt-out. So there's your SMS message. There's our customer list. There's our phone list. Click save and it'll run. I can schedule it and say, send it on a certain day, time. Okay, right down to the minute. So I want to send it Sunday night. I don't need to be here at the computer. I can set it up. I can add it as a part of a sequence in a marketing campaign, and I can save it as a draft, which is what I'm going to do, because I don't want to send that message to that list right now. So very much the same process in setting up a voice broadcast, except in that case you're going to have two different messages that you're going to record. One is for when there's a live answer. We're going to play one message, but then we're going to play a different message when a voicemail answers. And this is a reason. For a live answer, we're going to have the ability to say, press 1 now to be transferred to a live operator. Well, that's a stupid message. If it's on a voicemail, that's really stupid. Press 1 now. It's a voicemail. It doesn't work. People are going to be pressing 1 and nothing's going to happen because it's their voicemail, right? It doesn't make any sense. So when it's a voicemail, we need to leave them a different message. We're going to say, hey, sorry I missed you. Here's the offer. Call us back. Use this number in your message because they're going to call this number back 70-80% of the time anyway, because people are lazy. They're just going to hit redial. So this is the number they're going to call back. You might as well just use it in your marketing so that everybody goes to the same number. That way you can see those calls, give them a proper greeting, and reiterate your sales message, and I'll cover that next. So two different messages, one for the live answer, one for the answering machine. Let's jump back over to our dashboard, and next I want to look at call flows. So when somebody calls in, they become part of a call flow. Now the basic call flows are here. I can ring one number. So when somebody calls, if I say ring one number, if the phone's just going to be transferred straight away to that number. And so here's my office number. You call that number, it gets forwarded here, end of story. I can send an email transcript to this email of the phone call. If I wanted to have a voicemail, if I wanted to have a voicemail on this, I could. But since I'm sending it to a number that has a voicemail already, I don't need to set any of that. So that's call one number. But more often, you're going to have other requirements. Round robin is great. So if you've got a number of salespeople, or you just want to share the incoming call load between a group of people at work, you can use round robin. So the first call goes to the first guy, the second call goes to the second guy, the third call goes to the third guy, fourth call goes back to the first one again. And they rotate round robin, evenly distributing the calls. Great if you've got a sales team and you want to evenly distribute. Calling multiple numbers, that'll call multiple numbers at the same time. So we'll do this with our cell phone and the business line sometimes, where when you call the business, if we're out in the field or at a trade show or we're doing a training, we'll say, all right, well, the business number will ring, my cell phone will ring too. So if I can, I'll pick it up on the cell phone. If not, the business will pick it up, or the voicemail will pick it up at the business. All right, or maybe somebody will be able to grab it there because they're crazy busy without me. But you can ring multiple numbers, and the first one to get it, you can do that with your sales team too. Whoever answers it first gets the deal, right? And then advanced call flows. And in advanced call flows, you can make these calls that come in dance and sing and do amazing things. So let me show you a call flow really quick and how advanced call flows work. So this is all drag and drop. Now I mentioned earlier that once you import your customer list, or you can start building a customer list from scratch, you can continue to add to it. And we do that by adding customers to the customer list through an automatic opt-in. And I can create a new customer list. See, here's my existing lists. I could add to those, or I could create a new list. So we've got a new customer list. So the first thing that happens when somebody calls in is they're added to this list. Their phone number is added to this list. Magical. If you're a restaurant, really any business, service businesses, it's great. Because what can we do next now that we have them in our call flow? Well, if you're a business where it's appropriate, we can send them a text message. Move this down a little bit. So we say, hey, thanks for calling. And then we always give them our phone number. And I don't know what number's on this account, but whatever, I would use the same number that is associated with this account, because that's where the text message is coming from, the phone number that they've called. So you're going to use the same phone number. Thanks for calling, and then give them a quick unsubscribe. Now I can send that immediately. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes after they called. Now, if you send it immediately, 0, that text message will be sent probably before the phone's answered, because it's the first thing that happens. Ring, text message goes out. They're added to the phone, they're added to the mailing list. Boom, that text message is sent. I do that very often, especially for service businesses. Thanks for calling, Jack's AC service. We work 24 hours a day to keep you cool. Phone number, website. You have their information. You have your information on their phone. Boom, immediately as soon as they call. People that are calling around, they've got you. You just sent them a message reiterating who you are and what you do. So far we've opted in. We've sent them an SMS, and now we can do all kinds of stuff. So in the example of we're sending a broadcast out, maybe the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a greeting, and our greeting is going to say, thanks for calling back. We can reiterate the message we had in our voice broadcast. We can give them an option now, press 1 to be transferred to sales, or to buy, or to sign up, or press 6 if you'd like to be taken off our list and excluded from future offers. Automate that process so that you don't need to, your sales team doesn't need to take those calls. Hey, take me off your list. Well, that's a waste of their time. Automate it whenever possible. So you can do that. You can play them a greeting. Then what do? Well, whether they press 1 or not, when that greeting's over, you can dial a number. I'm gonna send them right into. So if they're still on the phone at the end of the greeting, at the end of the pitch, they need to talk to sales. Okay, so just automate the process a little bit, so that you've warmed them up again. They've called back. You've warmed them up. Send them to sales. But you can do so much more. You can round robin it at that point. You can call multiple numbers. You can send them to a voicemail. You can certainly ask them if they wanted to opt into something different. You could opt them into a different list voluntarily if you wanted to. You could send it to an agent that's logged into the system using Agent IVR. You can specify business hours. I think I mentioned that already. Where you during the day when your sales team's there, you can have one set of messages. After hours, you can have a different message, or even a different greeting. All kinds of possibilities. We're going to cover this really in depth later on in that video. So this is just an introduction. Let me get back to introducing. I'm going to save this as my call flow. Now I have an advanced call flow. So we've got call flows. We talked about our dashboard. We looked at our companies. You can do reports for looking at your incoming or outgoing calls, your advanced, your auto dialers, your voice and SMS broadcast, your contact lists. And look, if you're signed up for it, you've got it's called a soft phone, and you can make a call right from here. I guess I could have used the buttons on my computer easier. Huh? So here's a look. I'm calling from this number. If I had multiple numbers, I could choose them here. Alright, so I'm going to hang up. But there you go. You've got a complete soft phone at your fingertips. So that's the walkthrough. That's the overview. Check out the individual training videos for marketing ideas, different ways to implement a phone system, and training on how to do a complete setup. And it's all here. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.